What's up, the Comic Coalition here for another video for you guys today, and apparently the Suicide Squad is the newest target for angry Zack Snyder fans online. Now, before I get too deep into this video, let me just go ahead and say that not all Zack Snyder fans are angry, toxic fans, but the majority of them are. And even the ones who aren't refuse to acknowledge that a portion of the fan base is toxic. I mean, you have even big YouTube creators refusing to believe or refusing to acknowledge the fact that a portion of this fan base, a large portion of this fan base, is completely toxic and unruly online. I mean, when you have people threatening Jason Killar's life right here on Twitter, it didn't take me long to find. I didn't have to scroll through endless tweets to find this. I literally clicked on his latest tweet and there were several death threats right there under it. And if that's not toxic, I don't know what is. After the release of the Snyder Cut, it became apparent that not all of these fans were just in it for release the Snyder Cut. No, they wanted more. They wanted to hashtag restore the Snyderverse, and they were going to stop at nothing to get what they wanted. They don't care what was in the way, and right now, the Suicide Squad is in the way. In fact, as soon as James Gunn announced that the Suicide Squad trailer was going to drop, his comment section got flooded with negative comments, and comments letting him know that if he didn't tie this movie some way into the Snyderverse, that these fans would not support it. In fact, a lot of them went so far to say that if the Snyderverse is not restored, they were going to boycott James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Now, I've been saying all along that a lot of these Snyder Cut fans aren't really DC fans, and that actually became more apparent to me over the past couple of days with this whole Suicide Squad drama. We have people who are so-called diehard DC fans just straight up trashing the Suicide Squad film. In fact, a lot of the Snyder Cut's people's gripes are that people just needlessly bash Snyder's films and they're super critical of his work. But here we have the Snyder Cut people straight up bashing James Gunn's movie before they even see it, before the trailer even dropped. And once the trailer dropped, it got even worse. I mean, it got real ugly down in the comment section. We have fans threatening to kill WB executives. We have fans just straight up just dropping the nastiest comments you can think of. And now we actually have a whole portion of Zack Snyder's fan base saying they're going to boycott the Suicide Squad. And I mean, it's just this whole ball of toxicity that's going on. And even the Snyder Cut fans themselves have now started to fall out, and it's just complete turmoil. We have Snyder Cut fans turning on each other because some of the Snyder Cut fans, what they wanted was to release the Snyder Cut, and they got what they wanted, and they were fine with that. But most of them wanted more, and most of them were not going to stop, and that is causing a lot of these fans to fall out. Like, you could watch it online, on YouTube, on Twitter. These people who've been fighting for the Snyder Cut for 4 years are all starting to go at each other's necks. Now, when it comes to the Snyder Cut, or just any movement in general, like some of the movements that are going on right now in today's world, you're going to have people who actually care about the movement, and you're going to have a lot of people who are bandwagoners who are going to hop on just to gain some online notoriety, maybe gain some friends, maybe gain some views, some clicks, some likes on their tweets, who really don't care about any of this stuff at all. And I mean, when it comes to any movement, you have these toxic people and you have these loners who attach themselves to these movements. They're almost like a parasite where they feed and they get their endorphins going off of these movements, even though in general they don't really care. And most of these Snyder fans don't really care about these DC characters. They only care about Zack Snyder. If they cared about the DC characters, then why would they be online attacking all of these different directors and actors and people who are just trying to make new DC projects? It just doesn't make sense. That's not what a true DC fan would do. I mean, literally, go under James Gunn's latest tweets, go into Jason Killar's latest tweets, HBO Max's latest tweets, WB's latest tweets, the Suicide Squad's latest tweets. Go there and let me know what you see. Let me know if that doesn't look like a toxic fan base to you. We have a whole movement now going to boycott the Suicide Squad. So yeah, these DC fans are saying they're going to boycott a DC movie simply because they want a Justice League 2, and that's not happening. And to be honest, it's all just getting outrageous. It's actually kind of funny to watch. I mean, they have all types of different plans that they think they're going to use to make this work. I mean, we have half of them are saying to boycott HBO Max, cancel HBO Max. And then the other half are like, no, you have to keep HBO Max forever. Forever, you have to swear your allegiance to HBO Max. It's the only way we get future Snyder products. And it's just all over the place. And it's going to come to a cataclysmic ending at some point. But I don't see it ending anytime soon. These people, I mean, you could say they're passionate, but when you get some passion and some toxicity and you mix it up, you have a storm on your hands, and there's a storm of brewing in the DC fandom. I can tell you right now, any of the future DC products coming up on the slate will not be allowed to live on their own. They will not be allowed to breathe on their own. The fans who just want to enjoy these products will not be able to, because these people are going to cling on to every single thing they can and try to ruin it, because they don't want DC to be prosperous. They don't want there to be a bright future to DC. If Snyder isn't in the future of DC, then they don't want it, because all they really want is Snyder. And as if all of that isn't enough, you have this release the air cut people coming out of the woodworks as soon as the Suicide Squad trailer is announced, and as soon as the Suicide Squad trailer drops. These people are coming out of the woodwork, trashing the film, saying to restore the Ayerverse, to release the air cut. And you even have Ayer himself comes out and drops a tweet, you know, some fire emojis and everything, basically congratulating James Gunn for doing the Suicide Squad 2. But that wasn't enough for these people. These people were like, no, Ayer, no. I don't care what you say or how you feel. This is wrong. I don't care if you feel slighted or you feel wronged. This is wrong, and we want your cut of the movie for no apparent reason at all. I mean, you literally have people getting mad at Ayer just for trying to be a gentleman and doing, you know, the right thing. But it's just getting to be too much. I want to know how all of you feel about it. Let me know down in the comments below. Will you be boycotting the Suicide Squad? Are you hashtag restore the Snyderverse? Are you down with that movement? Or you reject the Snyderverse, reject the Snyder Cut? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. I'm sure it's going to be some controversy down there. Might even be a little bit of arguing, and you know I always comment back. But be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, you have a good day, YouTube.